Jim Nantz, Phil Simms getting set now for the AFC wildcard matchup. Indianapolis and Baltimore with the Colts to receive the kick from Justin Tucker. And there is Kareem. Najee Kareem, who last week had that kickoff return for a touchdown of 101 yards, the longest for the Colts since '73 in Mountain Spire. This is downwind. Tucker takes advantage, and they'll bring out Luck to the 20-yard line. Andrew Luck shattering a number of NFL rookie records, including most yards by a rookie in a season, 4,374. 6 300-yard games. Protected by this bunch that includes a fill-in, Linkenbach in for Wrights, who's out with a concussion injury. And Reggie Wayne off his 8th 1,000-yard season. The Colts, winners in 5 of their last 6. In the round right away, Donnie Avery. And Avery up ahead for 15. And how about that play call right off the top of this game?
Yeah, it's a good way to start the game. I'm sure this was planned all week. You got a crowd that's emotional. Ray Lewis coming back for the defense. So what do you want to do? Take advantage of it. That'll slow them down. And the big thing for this Colts offense, they talked about it all week. Let's don't lose it here in the opening drive. Don't let the crowd and the emotion get to us.
So after a 15-yard gain from the 35, they go spread on the second snap. They have Fleener open. He cannot hold on. This is a Ravens defense that has the big four together on the field for the first time all season long. That includes Nata. On the field at the same time as Suggs and Lewis. And Ray back for the first time since October the 14th. And Ed Reed, the big four. The Ravens defense, they're 17th in the league this year. But again, the real personality of this defensive unit's never been together until today all season. Second down and 10. Over to Hilton. And the rookie standout has just a short gain. Give him 1. Well, that was, as expected, some arrival by Ray Lewis, but you've been focusing in on having that whole defensive unit back today for the first time.
Yeah, it's a big deal. You said where they were ranked, Jim. This defensive unit started out awful at the start of the year. They have been different the last 6 weeks. I thought Ray Lewis in practice this week, I got to see some of the work. I thought he was really good. He, of course, has fresh legs. I think he can make an impact in today's game.
3rd and 9. Passes deflected and incomplete. Tipped at the line of scrimmage.
This is what they do. This is why this defense, the double gap or the double blitz inside, they either do that look to you or they send a bunch of people from way outside, and the timing of that blitz was absolutely perfect.
Ed Reed was the one who deflected it. And now McAfee will take the snap from Overton and punt it away to the Pro Bowler, Jacoby Jones. Jones fields it at the 14. Gets past 3 Colts. Still on his feet past the 40 and out to the 45. It's a 31-yard run back. Noeldy Moore finally brought it to an end. 50-yard punt. Reed's deflection forced the punt, and the Ravens have excellent field position on their first play coming up. Joe Flacco and the Ravens from the 48. Give to Rice. Trying to burst up the middle, and Pat Anger holds him to a 3-yard gain. 10th career playoff game for Flacco, but only the second time it's been a home game. He beat the Texans here last year in the divisional round. The rest have been on the road for just the second time. Here's his line, and this is completely reworked. McKinney on the left side gets the start, and they move Michael Orr to the right side. 2nd down and 7, rolling out, moving the pocket, and finding Leach. No, it's Dixon. 4-yard pass play. Flacco to Ed Dixon.
What you have to be careful when you're the Colts defense, don't put all your energy saying, oh, we just got to stop Ray Rice. You watch this offense, Joe Flacco is as a dangerous thrower as there is in the NFL, and what they've been doing a little more of the last couple weeks, moving him around the pocket and giving him some easier throws.
Boy, he's happy about that, too. First down and 10, Rice. And a quick 4, maybe 5. Again, it's Anger who wrapped him up. The Indianapolis defense, they have not forced that many takeaways when you compare them to other playoff teams. Redding, a former Raven. There's Freeney and Mathis, that dangerous pair. Mathis going to a 5th straight Pro Bowl. And in the secondary, Zipikowski coming over with Coach Pagano from Baltimore as well. Second down and 5, and the pass, dangerous one, incomplete, but a flag is drawn. Trying to hit Torrey Smith, and Cassius Vaughn collided with him. Mike Carey.
Pass interference. Defense number 32 is going to spot a foul on that first down.
Well, this will be a little wake-up call for this Ravens offense, knowing that Cassius Vaughn is not afraid, and he is just going for the football there that time, and they run in together. But Cassius Vaughn, Vontae Davis on the other side, they are, I don't want to say risk takers, but they'll challenge anybody that's outside.
First down from the 15. Again on first down, that's Rice. Making a little jump cut, getting it near the 10. And a gain of 4. Flacco directing this team to the highest scoring team in Ravens history, throwing for a career high 3,800 plus this season.
Well, Joe Flacco likes what they're doing, moving him around. He change where he's at. That makes it hard on Robert Mathis and Dwight Freeney, and he loves the no-huddle offense, which they've been doing of late too.
Second and 6. Rice in a hurry. He's trying to wiggle his way out of it, and the ball came out. That's Yanda with the handle, the Pro Bowl right guard. And the officials are signaling the other direction.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by Indiana. First down.
The Ravens lost only 5 fumbles all year. Yanda says, wait a minute, look, I have the prize in my hand. Redding stripped it.
NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. The new 2013 Ford F-150 with EcoBoost. And by the Bud Light Sports Fan app. Download the app today.
The ruling on the field was that Freeman recovered it for the Colts. There's the ball squirting out, but did Freeman ever have full possession of it?
Well, you know, Jim, you cannot review, I don't think you can't review possession of a fumble like this. So that call on the field is going to stand, or it did stand.
So the Colts take over at the 11. And a gain of 4. Just when you think every turnover and takeaway is automatically subject to review, there's a new little extra footnote to that.
Yeah, I think when it's down on the ground like this, you can't rule. You can't go and say, well, we don't know who had possession. You could clearly say, oh, if you saw it and the Colts didn't fall on it, that only the Raven players were there, that you could switch the call.
It sure looked like Freeman never had full possession of it at all. Second down and 6. And the Ravens and Lewis come up to make the stick on Dick Ballard. And a loss of 2.
I know a lot of people, and I was one of those guys that said, Ray Lewis, there's no way he can't be ready to play and be a factor in this game. But after practice, everything he's hit, he's basically scrimmaged, he can lift the weights, and that's a good example. He understands offenses, and he's able to take chances, calculated ones, and make a tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
After missing 10 games with that torn tricep on the right arm. Third and 7. Colts crashing in. Luck still on his feet and falls for the first down. Just when you thought Baltimore might have him for a sack.
Now this is like we were talking to the players yesterday. It's Andrew Luck is such a big guy when you see him in person, and he has played strong all year long. And I know the Ravens, they give him good protection. Nobody's open. They said, we're going to keep him in the pocket, but when it takes that long, he has good foot movement, and that's a big first down.
He is hard to get down. Roethlisberger-esque.
That's a good comparison.
Needed 7, he picked up 8. And the first down at the 22. Middle of the field looking for Wayne, who got all turned around. Corey Graham had some excellent coverage on him. Ray Lewis's day, here he is arriving. They went into the locker room, they had that little talk to the team, and then the introduction and the tackle behind the line.
Well, I actually saw him expecting to play some different positions today, not always be the guy right over the center as you see right now.
2nd and 10. Luck going deep again. There's a flag out over the head of Hilton, but the flag's at about the 40-yard line. He might have been held up. T.Y. Hilton, who had that game breaker last week against Houston.
Contact. Defense number 23. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Called on Brown.
Shockey Brown, 23. When he's on the field with the extra wide receivers, a lot of teams go, well, I don't want to throw against Kerry Williams or Graham, and they pick on Shockey Brown, so he's going to see a lot of footballs come his way.
John Harbaugh taking his team to the playoffs. First 5 years, the record is 6. Bill Cowher.
Likes where his team is at, doesn't he, Jim? They're healthy. Emotionally, he thinks they're right. They've been through some tough times losing games.
Penalty puts the football at the 27. Looking running back out of Mississippi State. Still going. And slammed down by Kerry Williams. Pagano and some of the Colts over there running a face mask. 4 yards gain on that one.
Well, Big Ballard, how about this run? He told us weeks ago, Jim, what? I'm a between the tackles runner. But when you make him and force him to go outside, he does it. Doesn't look like a face mask to me. It was not grabbed. But every time somebody touches the football for this Colts offense, if you just say he's a rookie, you probably could be right. What a rookie class they have on the offensive side.
2nd down and 6. To Hilton. And he's got another first down at the 38.
A lot of ways to get it done. T.Y. Hilton, we saw Avery, they're good reverse runners, and we saw this with the Steelers so much when Bruce Arians was the offensive coordinator there for many years. Wide receiver screens. Get guys out in space like T.Y. Hilton and give them a chance to break some tackles.
And again, there's Clyde Christensen filling in for Arians.
Doesn't look very nervous, does he?
11 years with the Colts. Offensive coordinator the last 2 previous years. Here's Ballard. The middle for about 6. For complete NFL coverage, including everything you need to know from Wild Card Weekend all the way through Super Bowl 47. Visit CBSSports.com/NFL.
Well, the Colts, very worried about it. Chuck Pagano said it. Bruce Arians, when I talked to him, they withstood the opening surge. The offense was shaky the first series. They got the recovered fumble, and now they're moving the ball.
Luck on first down. Still able to get the pass away that's almost picked. Ed Reed looking for another playoff pick. He's had 3 in 2 playoff games against Indianapolis.
Boy, you see this a lot. Andrew Luck is so strong, can stand in there as people are hitting him, and that is wonderful But we see a lot of this too, that once he gets rid of the football, they see where he's going to throw it. He can't throw it with the same power.
Paul Kruger says, I couldn't get the guy down.
We were laughing with some of the defensive players. I said, I hope I get to talk to you. When you hit Andrew Luck, how hard will it to bring him down?
3rd and 4, beautiful catch. Over the shoulder grab for the first, down by Reggie Wayne. A gain of 9, and that puts the football on the Baltimore side of the field.
Coverage is awesome on the outside. The old stop, back shoulder throw to Reggie Wayne. He's only caught about 4,000 of those in his career. A lot this year from Andrew Luck, but of course, hundreds in games from Peyton Manning.
Saunders comes in as an extra tight end, shifting back to the left side on a wing. Chased down by Ellerby. And it was Saunders who threw a nice block to help spring him for 7.
Yeah, he did. Wesley Saunders comes from the Pittsburgh Steelers, tight end. But how about this offensive line? They were just hoping to be able to run the ball just enough to keep the rhythm of the game the right way. In other words, let's just don't drop Andrew Luck back 45 times in this game and think we're going to win.
The drive that started back at the 11. After a Ray Rice fumble, 2nd and 3. Ballard. He's spin moving. The rookie has the first down and a gain of 5. They've been working him a lot in the last month. He's been averaging about 21 rushes a game the last 4 weeks. A lot of confidence in the rookie from Mississippi State.
Well, what you see, and we see it all the time, we talk about Ridley up in New England, but Vic Ballard been in there all year long. And once you get some knowledge in the NFL, then you can let your talent show. And his talent as a running back keeps coming out more and more as the weeks go by.
5th highest rushing total from the rookie class. Taken in the 5th round. 1st and 10. And Luck down the field, and Wayne has a hold of it. They say incomplete. Trying to scoop it off the ground. Corey Graham was back defending for Baltimore.
This is what they do well. Top of your screen. They love the cross receivers deep. That time it was Reggie Wayne and Fleener, the tight end. They do it every single game. Oh, the nose of the football does hit the ground before he secures possession of it.
That one right there was not so conclusive. 13th play of the drive, lasting over 6 minutes. 2nd and 10. And that's Noeldy Moore getting his first handle. 9-year veteran out of Tulane. Been with the Steelers, the Vikings. Methodically moving down the field.
Oh, this takes care of the... I said to Andrew Luck, are you more nervous this week than other weeks because it's the playoffs? And he said basically, no. I'll settle down once they hit me. Well, the Colts, or I should say the Ravens, they took care of that pretty quick.
3rd and 5. Need to get right to the 25 for the first. But the ball is out. The ball is on the ground and recovered by McPhee. Paul Kruger may have been the one that jarred loose. Was, and then McPhee fell on it. So right back to the Ravens. Welcome to Beyonce to the Pepsi Super Bowl halftime show on CBS, and submit your photo, cbssports.com/Pepsi, for a chance to be seen by millions. What goes in the books is a sack for Kruger, recovery by McPhee, and a 7-minute and 10-second drive comes up empty for Indianapolis.
Yep. It was a fumble because Andrew Luck was getting ready to throw to some open receivers.
On 1st down, trying to jump that route a little bit was Vontae Davis. Pass thrown in the direction of Anquan Bolden.
Let's just watch real quick. Here comes the receiver across the field. You're going to see him cross. And you just watch in your home. This is why Andrew Luck took his hands off of it. Look at both of them as they cross. They're both open for first downs. And Paul Kruger He's the silent guy that nobody talks about in the Ravens. I think he's their best pass rusher.
Second down and 10. And Rice for 4. Well, Kruger, you believe he's their best pass rusher. He's had now 8.5 sacks over the last 9 games.
Kind of says it.
Yeah, incredible second half of the season for Kruger, stepping up.
High energy guy, Jim. He is a great hand fighter. So that's what I hear guys taking karate lessons and all the things they do in the offseason, defensive linemen. He can hand fight with these offensive linemen. Great. That's why he gets to the quarterback.
And there's another guy that knows how to do that, Dwight Freeney. 7-time Pro Bowler. 3rd and 6. Mathis on the other side. Flacco flings it. Almost intercepted by Vontae Davis, who juggled it for a moment, and then Torrey Smith tried to get it on the rebound. Incomplete.
Gets away from it. It's these moments. Sometimes I say it's when the quarterback panics, but I don't mean it in the sense that it says. It's that you've got to decide right now. You're getting hit. Do I let go of the football? And Joe Flacco does and gets away from it. Gets away with it, I should say.
Goes out of bounds, and let's see how far forward they spot this one. At the 22, 37-yard punt. No score first quarter.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon. Share the holidays with the Share Everything plan. And by AIG, a leading global insurer based here in America. Bring on tomorrow.
And here's a look at our nationwide insurance Skycam from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Ballard finds a tiny seam, gets pushed back by Reed. Ellerby there as well. Chuck Pagano, we talked to him last night at the hotel, and having come in just from the airport, and he says, it's the first time I've been on a plane since week 1 coming back from Chicago.
Yes.
So all these things feel so new to me again.
Well, I think it is. Jim, we had a great chat with him. Of course, he gets emotional just being back in the game.
Second and 3, Fleener. That'll be good for the first one. Rookie tight end. Teammate at Stanford of Andrew Luck's for 6. During the pregame, here he is with John Harbaugh. Hired by John back in 2008. Joined the staff here. Secondary coach for 3 years. And then the defensive coordinator last season.
Well, he said today he's going to stick with the game plan, the process that they have used all year long, just because it's a playoff game against his old team that he coached. Not going to do anything new.
First down again. The wiggle. And the move forward for 3. Now, just yesterday in the Indianapolis Star, Coach Pagano wrote a letter to the fans of Indianapolis, a beautiful letter on behalf of the family, thanking everyone for showing the country. Now, Indianapolis has the best fans in the entire world. Fans whose love for their coaches and players extends way beyond the football field. Second and 7. And Luck lofts it in the direction of Hilton.
Well, Jim, the last thing, we talked to Coach a long time last night, Chuck Pagano, and he said when he was sick, the first game he watched on TV of his team. His wife, Tina, is sitting in the room with him, and she's going, come on, Andrew, throw the ball. And what did he say to her? He goes, really? That's what I got to watch this, all these. So I think he said he walked out in the other room to watch the game.
He watched every game, had a depth chart on the wall there in the hospital.
This is where it gets tough against this Raven defense.
3rd and 7. Coming in on Luck. Pressure first from Ellerby, and then Lewis. Suggs are all in on it.
We talked about it, so they showed inside pressure they got there, and here comes Ellerby. We've talked about him. Boy, has he been under the radar, terrific player for this Raven defense this year.
seconds of the first quarter. Low punt driven down there by McAfee, allowing Jones to try to take off, and he's tripped up by LaFedge at the 30. 41-yard boot, 12-yard run back, closing seconds of a scoreless first quarter. Clyde Christensen stepping in, calling the plays today. He's the quarterback coach now, filling in for Bruce Arians today. And a gallop of 6 for the rookie from Temple, taken in the third round, Bernard Pierce. Scoreless after 1. We'll return to Baltimore after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 47. Well, we head to the second quarter. Jim Nantz, Phil Simms here in Baltimore. A fumble on each side in that opening quarter, stopping possible scoring drives. 2nd and 4 for Flacco and the Ravens. Continue with Pierce, who's had some really bright moments this year. Picks up 5 and a first down.
Oh, yeah. Bright moments might be an understatement of late. Getting the big runs. And we were told, and you can see when you watch him in person, that he's a lot faster than he appears probably even on TV. So when guys come up to tackle him, they go, uh-oh, he's quicker, so he gets by defenders who take the wrong angles at him.
From the 40. Flacco flings it, and it's pulled down by Smith. Torrey Smith had great separation from Cassius Vaughn, and it goes for 22.
Well, the good play-action fake. You got the extra back. Vontae Leeds giving Joe Flacco more time. Torrey Smith, speed, can get down the field. And Cassius Vaughn knows once he sees that speed going, you got to turn and run. And Torrey Smith, those hands has worked on him tremendously in the 2 years that he's been here, and he attacks the football.
From the Colts 38. Pierce. Again, good lane up the middle. Again, another one of the subplots here. Jim Caldwell taking over for Cam Cameron here in the last month as the offensive coordinator and the former head coach of the Colts up to last season.
Yeah, I talked to him about taking over as a coordinator, and he just said, yep, it's as difficult as you can imagine. It's all there. So there's only so much you can do. This is Cam Cameron's offense, and I won't even get into that. It's a shame that these offensive coordinators are getting let go once they build the team and put the system in. Jim Caldwell trying to change up a few things.
2nd and 5, hit up. Able to bounce off a hit by Antoine Bethea and pick up another first down. Gain of 8.
I think that's a good example what they're trying to do. Jim Caldwell and the Ravens just want to give Joe Flacco some easy throws or more easy throws. Throwing it inside, trying to get Anquan Bolden going across the middle short and the tight ends. They have done it somewhat successfully the last couple of weeks.
Had a 61 catch season. Your man out of Brigham Young University. First down, 26-yard line. Look at Pierce. There he's got the edge. You talked about Phil. That speed that deceives you. Running behind Marshall Yanda. And a first and goal to go for Baltimore.
Well, Marshall Yanda, the right guard, 73. What a block he gets. But always when you watch runners that dip in and then they dip it out, go back outside, that is just tremendous.
18 picked up here, Phil.
Yep, it is. And then you saw it. Michael Orr, Jim, you talked about it. Now at right tackle, his best position. The Ravens think this is their best starting 5 offensive line.
Pierce plows ahead to the 5, and it'll be 2nd and goal from that spot. Yeah, this offensive line for the Ravens, they've not had this configuration all season long.
That's right. Bryant McKinney, the left tackle. John Harbaugh said, show me. So for weeks in practice, he kept working hard. They liked the production they saw in practice, so they've given him a chance to start.
Had to shift around with John Reed inactive. Rice is back in. On 2nd and goal. Flacco. Pass incomplete. He's looking for Tandon Dawson, Indianapolis kid, by way of Bloomington, Indiana University.
Coverage on the outside. Vontae Davis, excellent all over. Joe Flacco has to protect the turnover and everything, so he throws a little bit inside.
And now 3rd and goal. Third time the Ravens have played the Colts in the playoffs, never scored a touchdown. So back in the end zone through the hands of Doss this time. And now we'll call on Tucker, the rookie kicker, for a field goal.
Well, they tried to create some deception and confusion, putting 3 receivers together on the left side. But you know what? There is nobody open. The coverage down the field, once again, aggressive and all over the receivers.
Justin Tucker beat out Billy Cundiff in camp, rookie from Texas. A 30 of 33 season, including 2 game winners at the end. Never missed from inside 40. 23, he drills it. So the Ravens now 2 trips inside the Colts 15-yard line. 1 a fumble. The other one leads to a field goal. First points of the game belong to Baltimore.
Playoff football, baby.
There's Ray Lewis, and he got injured back in mid-October. He called Ozzie Newsome. General manager said, "Don't IR me. I will be back. Do not put me on injured reserve. I'll be back for the playoffs." And Kareem takes a knee. Wednesday on CBS, catch live performances from your favorite musical acts and superstar performers. It's the People's Choice Awards, and it's live this Wednesday on America's #1 network. Right before the game, Commissioner Goodell was there to deliver a big bear hug to Ray Lewis. Ball deflected and intercepted. Oh, Lewis had his fingers on it.
Why do footballs get tipped? Because the pocket gets pushed backwards a little bit. Really not that much that time. Haloti Ngata, Andrew Luck kind of strided into the throw, and Haloti Ngata just reached up and hit it. Ray Lewis, well, there's some rust, Jim. He did everything. He did all the hitting, the lifting, the studying.
Forgot to work on the pass catching.
Got to work on those hands.
On the interception play. 2nd down and 10. Over to Hilton.
He's down back there.
Straight ahead there to the 28.
Well, it was interesting as he drops his sure interception. And you know what? It wasn't what we usually see. He looked it in all the way. But he hasn't. I didn't know if he'd play the true middle linebacker today. I thought he might be outside or play the weak side linebacker some, but he's back in his familiar spot now.
3rd and 2. Ball comes out incomplete. Hilton's trying to catch it and somehow make a move on Pollard at the same time, and the ball is jarred loose.
Well, that was really well done by the defense. There's 3 receivers to the right. Who's going to take who? And Pollard drives on the short throw. And T.Y. Hilton, I don't blame you. You got to protect yourself and try to catch the football at the same time. Not able to do it.
McAfee to punt again. Favorable wind at his back here. It's a hang time with this one. Jacoby Jones, so dangerous, pauses for a moment and then drives ahead to the 36. Sergio Brown ends the return at 17 yards.
Been some nice pickup for the Ravens, heading Jacoby Jones.
Former Texan. Is a flag just came out on the far side.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm not saying where you're getting old, but I didn't think my eyes were that bad where I couldn't see across the field. No, let me rephrase it. I'm not getting old.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. The war never ends, man. You keep fighting it.
During the return, holding receiving team number 23. On the spot of the foul, 10-yard penalty, they retain possession. First down, timeout.
Second penalty thrown against Shockey Brown. Backing up the Ravens, who lead it 3-0.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Acura. Acura. Advance. IBM. Let's build a smarter planet. Visit IBM.com/smarterplanet. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV.
That penalty cost Baltimore 16 yards. Luck and Flacco so far only a combined 8 out of 20. And it's Rice. Up ahead for about 5, and you were telling me in the break about Flacco just needs to get in rhythm, hasn't so far.
Yeah, no, I think it's always tough. You know, everybody on TV, oh, they got to run the ball, they got to run the ball. Yeah, that's great. But you got to remember, this quarterback's pretty important too. Can you keep him in rhythm, keep him part of the game, his confidence, all that is out there. I think the Colts, they thought they were going to beat this Ravens offense, maybe with their pass rush, but so far their coverage, when the Ravens have thrown the football, has been very good.
2nd and 5, running again. Rice, nice cut, then lost his balance, but he's got it out near the 40. LaFege was the one who tripped him up after 13.
Yeah, when you talk about a run defense that's one of the worst in the NFL, this is what happens. You're going down the line, everybody overruns the play, and Ray Rice, he, of course, is not a tall man to begin with, but he can get down there so low and just make those cutbacks look so easy.
Colts allowed over 5 yards a carry this year, 2nd worst in the league. Flacco has to get rid of it as Mathis was pinching the edge. And Antonio Johnson was bursting straight ahead.
Spoke too soon. Robert Mathis, how about this against Michael Orr? Just made Joe Flacco step up, and there's nowhere to step up to because Johnson is right there in the inside. Good throwaway by Joe Flacco. Man, Robert Mathis, how fast was that? I'd be the right tackle. I'd say, Joe, change the snap count.
2nd and 10. Rice has got 2, maybe 3. Buffet comes up. Thursday on CBS, Sherlock Holmes will meet his greatest enemy. The battle begins Thursday on TV's #1 news show, Elementary. Only CBS. 3rd and 8. They bring in Jacoby Jones as an extra receiver. They've only completed 1 pass so far to the wideouts. And that's incomplete. He was going to Jones. And it was Ricardo Matthews, who you think very highly of, the defensive lineman. He had pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Here comes Antoine Buffet from the outside, Jim, and it's a good thing. This was a timing route. Joe Flacco never sees him. It's going to be a hit and a strip and a fumble. So the Colts, Greg Minuski, pretty clever himself with the blitzes.
T.Y. Hilton back there deep waiting for Cook to send it his way. Gets it toward the side and just deadens at the 2. David Reed is down there. There is a flag on the field that, let's see, may negate that brilliant punt by Cook.
Yeah, did he go out of bounds?
58-yard punt to the 2.
He was legally pushed out of bounds, cannot be the first one to come in and touch it.
Illegal touching by the kicking team, number 16. Went out of bounds, came back in, was the first to touch. The 5-yard penalty for it being forced. Actually, a touchback because it happened inside the 5-yard line.
8 minutes to go, first half. Luck has thrown for 31 yards. Flacco 53. Another special teams penalty on Baltimore. They've had a couple already.
The defender was pushed out of bounds legally, and it was inside the 5-yard line. That's why penalties went.
Jumping out to about the 22. And a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, 2-yard gain, and Ray Lewis. We talked to him, we watched him in practice, used his brains to get these runner down behind the line of scrimmage. Been very active on a blitz. And of course, the big drop.
And that is some massive brace he's wearing on that right arm, where he suffered the torn tricep injury back in October of the game against Dallas. 2nd and 8. Ballard met by Nata, as well as Kerry Williams. Gain of 3.
Yeah, we talk so much about Ray Lewis and Ed Reed. You forget about Haloti Nata. When he's healthy, he's able to push offensive linemen towards the quarterback, but a tremendous run stopper.
This has turned into, here in the first half, a 2000-style Ravens game.
Yeah. Well, you know what? This defense, we've seen it, the blitzing, getting free to the quarterback, that's what it reminds me of, the defense I saw 5 and 6 and 7 years ago.
2000, the year they won the Super Bowl, led by their defense. Reggie Wayne has the first down catch. To the 33 and a gain of 10.
Right call that time by Clyde Christensen, the offensive play caller today. It was a blitz. The quick look inside.
Luck's going to throw on first down. That's the middle to his rookie tight end, Dwayne Allen. Boy, he is a force. 3rd-round pick out of Clemson.
Well, like you said, we talked about rookies. They're everywhere on the offensive side. 83, I like what they do. Bunch up the receivers so they don't get chucked at the line of scrimmage. They can get down the field and let Andrew Luck get rid of the football a little quicker. But Allen is a big guy who can block at the end of the line of scrimmage. He has turned out to be a really good 3rd-round pick.
We're nearly a horse collar in there. Number 45 of the Baltimore Ravens. The Colts go again with Ballard, and that time it's shut down as Lewis is in on that tackle. K. Moyatu as well. And that pass to Allen.
Did he hit his hand on the player? You know, we talked about, Jim, you've already said it, Andrew Luck, the number of throws, all the hits that he has taken this year. But he told us, I've gotten a lot better here towards the end of the year. I'm throwing it away a little more and not letting those defensive linemen get those extra hits on.
2nd and 10. Another tight end screen with Allen. Still going down the sideline. Looked like Ellerby had a play on him, but he escaped him. Picks up 13 and a first.
I think Clyde Christensen's kind of getting in the rhythm of this game. It's an aggressive defense. They're not getting enough time, so they're beating them with screens and underneath throws. Boy, how about those moves for the big guy down the field?
Yeah, one shift got right past Ellerby. It was pretty reliable tackler. This is the longest, as you see Clyde Christensen here, the quarterback coach, again stepping in today for Bruce Arians at the last minute. Play calling. Up the middle. Just a couple with Ballard. This is the longest the Colts have gone all season long without putting any points on the board as we approach 4 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, but what makes this Colts offense so dangerous, as Clyde Christensen is calling today, you just keep pecking away, but in the back of their minds, it's always about their young receivers, the speed, and trying to go deep and looking for the big plays. So I never look at their numbers and go, oh, Andrew Luck's 5 of 13. I don't care. You just got to worry about he could hit 3 passes, and those 3 could be enough to beat you.
2nd and 8. Luck is decked. Coming in from the secondary was Corey Graham, and Paul Kruger there to help out.
Well, it's just who's going to blitz. Corey Graham comes off the slot. We've seen Pollard. Everybody on this defensive side can be a blitzer. And what makes it so difficult, they look at your formation, and the defenders all look at each other and determine, all right, I'll blitz this time and you cover, and they switch up. It's a complicated defense, and it's amazing they make it work.
Of course, that sack, a loss of 6, starts pushing it as far as a Vinatieri field goal try, but they get closer with that completion to Fleener. And Lewis brings him down immediately, but it'll call on now Adam Vinatieri from about 47 yards. He was 5 of 5 here in a playoff game back in 2006, the year the Colts went on to win the Super Bowl. That tied a postseason record, perfect 5 of 5, including his longest ever in postseason, 51 yards. Again, that was here, 06, divisionals. This is 47, McAfee on the hold, and Adam Vinatieri ties the game at 3. The all-time leading scorer in the NFL postseason. Ties the game at 3.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by National Car Rental. Go national. Go like a pro. And by Pepsi. Help welcome Beyonce to the Pepsi Super Bowl 47 halftime show. Details at Pepsi.com.
We're back with the Colts. Completing a 10-play drive, 51 yards. Big play on that one was the 22-yard pass to Dwayne Allen, leading to a Vinatieri field goal from 47, and Luck was 4 out of 4 on that drive. Jacoby Jones. Line drive kick. Stanford returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns this year. That's a strong run back of 37 yards. Josh Gordy was able to finally end the return. Nobody knows the game like a quarterback. Break down the road to Super Bowl 47 on NFL Monday QB tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, only on CBS Sports Network. 24-hour home of CBS Sports. We'll be talking quarterbacks tomorrow, and there you see Flacco on a day when of the 4 quarterbacks starting on this Sunday, 3 are rookies. Flacco, the elder statesman at 27.
How about that? And all the success that Joe Flacco has had in the playoffs. But today, so far, opportunities have not been there for Joe Flacco.
Rice. Good job of holding on to him by Jarrell Freeman. 4-yard run will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Pair of field goals. That's all we have so far. Let's see what happens in the last 2 minutes of the half. Ravens come to the line with 2 minutes to go in the first half. Full allotment of timeouts on each side. 2nd and 6. And that's Rice. Set up 3rd and about 4.
I think one of the big storylines here so far, Ravens haven't really tried to open it up much, but the wide receivers, getting away from the Colts defensive backs.
Flacco on 3rd down, has the first. Jacoby Jones on the slant near the 50 and a gain of 8.
Jacoby Jones brought in here really to be a return guy. He's been really good at that, but he just gives the wide receiving core depth and a guy that can do a little bit of everything.
First down, Flacco able to get away from the hip and throws it in and out of the hands of Ray Rice. It was Mathis again in there quickly on the quarterback. Coming up, the Verizon halftime report. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher, their take on the first half here. Plus all the latest playoff news coming up on the Verizon halftime report.
And I know you think you can run the ball on the Colts defense. They've done that. But I guess the big thing is, Jim, respecting the defensive ends for the Colts. Dwight Freeney, Robert Mathis. You have to be careful when they throw.
2nd and 10. Rice has it in traffic, and he has a big gap. Cuts to the sideline inside the 20. Rice to the 5 and down at the 2. Chased down by Moses Poku, but it's a 47-yard hookup. Flacco to Rice.
Watch 27, watch the throw. They actually had to throw it backwards. Robert Mathis had it. He smelled the screen out. He was going to cover it. Ray Rice moved, and Joe Flacco, go ahead and forces it in there, and Ray Rice does the rest.
I thought I was looking at that old flashback of the 4th and 29 play against San Diego this year. What a block by Torrey Smith, by the way, downfield. Pierce is the tailback here on 1st and goal from the 2. They go with Leach, the fullback, and Leach trying to power it across. Touchdown, Baltimore.
What a change of events. You always follow Vontae Leach. They always run behind him. That looks like he breaks the plane with the football from that angle. But they change it up, give the football to him. Pat Anger is an excellent run. Linebacker is all over it.
Yeah, trying to stand him up, but look at the surge by Leach. No question he breaks the plane.
Yes.
He's a Pro Bowl fullback for the AFC, and Leach comes up with the game's first touchdown off the 47-yard catch and run by Rice.
And he is having an excellent day blocking in the run game, too. We haven't talked about him yet, but I've heard some of the hits he's put on linebackers.
To 3. Tucker adds the extra point. Leach, Pro Bowl starter for the 3rd straight year. Got a chance to handle it, and he takes it across. Jim Nance, Bill Sims back here in Baltimore as Robert Mathis and that Indianapolis defense surrendering the game's first touchdown. These two played again in that 06 game. There was never a touchdown scored. A 15-6 win that day by the Colts on their way to winning the Super Bowl. All field goals, but after a exchange of field goals in the first 28 minutes, the Ravens put together a 2-minute drive. Again, will not allow a return. How about that key play, Phil?
Well, let's go back and look at it. Here is Robert Mathis. Here's Ray Rice. You're going to see them meet. Robert Mathis right away goes, uh-oh. They see the screen. What a little adjustment by Ray Rice. He made that adjustment. He's going outside. He cuts back inside. And Torrey Smith, the bottom of the screen. How about that block by him? Unselfish play. That's what it was that time by Torrey Smith blocking down the field. But a good, excellent adjustment by Ray Rice.
Colts go shotgun. All 3 timeouts. Quickly over to Hilton. He'll step out. They're picking up only 4.
Here's a little split screen look. Vontae Leach goes one way, Pierce the other. Didn't fool him. Well, boy, I'll tell you, Jim, you and I, we don't laugh, but we chuckle when we watch Vontae Leach sometimes getting ready for the games because he can make NFL All-Pro linebackers kind of go, uh-oh, here he comes again.
Yeah, he's coming after me. 2nd and 6. It's the middle and the completion. Reggie Wayne. And that's good for 13. Timeout Colts with 38 seconds and a new set of downs. Again, JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cowher. They're in the studio with the Verizon halftime reports heading their way here shortly. First half highlights and all the latest playoff news on the Verizon halftime report. Well, Andrew Luck talking to us last night about preparing for the Ravens. It's a long week when you're preparing for these guys, as multiple as they are. Said he didn't really feel comfortable until about Friday, later than usual. Getting comfortable here in the late first half as he gets Wayne for the second straight play, and Ed Reed was trying to defend that one. That one goes for 20. 1 for 13, 1 for 20, and now a second timeout called by Indy. Back to 31 seconds, getting Reggie Wayne into the game plan here. He had 2 catches for 17 yards before these last 2 snaps, which got him now onto the Ravens side of the field. Back-to-back catches.
Jim getting Andrew Luck into this game.
Knocked down by Kruger, who has a sack and a half already in this game, and this time a pass defensed.
Well, you said it. This is why Andrew Luck never felt comfortable till Friday. Here's the defensive end. Your best pass rusher dropping back in coverage. You don't expect it? Good job, though, by Avery. He is open.
And that's Luck's first incompletion.
Seconds on the game clock. 29 seconds on the game clock, please.
Straight hookups. Adjusted the clock to 29 seconds.
This little drive, you know, it used to be 50 seconds ago. You just, all right, let's kneel on it and go in. Not in today's NFL. Spread it out and attack. And this is a big confidence booster, I think, for this Colts offense going into the second half, regardless of what happens.
Second and 10, LB has a play on the quarterback who just manages to throw it away.
They didn't get it past the line of scrimmage.
No flag.
It's coming out.
There it comes.
Intentional grounding, offense number 12. Although he was out of the pocket, the ball did not get back to the line of scrimmage. Loss of down, second down.
Another blitz. Donnell Ellerby from the outside. You think he's fast enough for a linebacker? Well, I do. Andrew Luck cannot even get himself in position quick enough to get rid of the football, or to get it far enough down the field, I should say. That was a good job by the officiating crew. They immediately ran and marked the spot where the football hit the ground, determined it was short. It's a loss of down, too.
First offensive penalty of the game against the Colts, as Mike Carey explains to Chuck Pagano. It'll be 3rd and long coming up. It was set down from the field. It'll be 2nd down coming up, but loss of down. 3rd and long. That AFC championship game last year in New England. And the drop pass by Lee Evans, then the missed field goal by Billy Cundiff.
He's outside the pocket. The ball doesn't get there, but there could be a runoff in the clock.
Which Baltimore has decided to take. Indianapolis is going to let the 10 seconds run off and save their timeout. So please set the clock to 12 seconds. It'll wind on my signal. Second down.
So anyway, Pagano, 2 days after that heart-wrenching loss for the Ravens up in New England, he gets the call to come interview for the Colts. Had they won that game, the Ravens, he told us last night, I never would have been the Indianapolis head coach.
How about that? I know. It's amazing how it works. Not fair, but that's just the system. A lot of teams do not want to wait
Timeout called by Baltimore.
for a coach to get out of the playoffs before they interview all the candidates. Well, since it was intentional grounding inside of 1 minute, the Ravens had the opportunity to take it back or to run the 10 seconds off the clock. So they said, let's run the 10 seconds off the clock.
Back to this remarkable year for Indianapolis, +9 in the win category from a 2-win season from the worst team in the league last year. Of course, they had the big first pick. And but beyond that, you look at Ryan Grigson, their general manager, 35 new players on the roster. And what they did to build something so fast. And Chuck Pagano's leadership.
Well, we talked about it, Jim. What they did, especially like on the offensive side, was just tremendous. 6 rookie offensive players, huge part of what they're doing.
And again, how gracefully Bruce Arians stepped in for the bulk of the season for Chuck Pagano. And if you're just joining us, Bruce Arians is not here at the stadium today. This morning at the team hotel, there was some sort of episode. He had been sick earlier in the week, had missed a practice. He was complaining this morning of nausea and headaches, and he was taken to a local hospital. And his duties for the game as the offensive coordinator and play caller have been turned back over to Clyde Christensen right there.
The correct spot on the foul is a 41-yard line.
By the way, the Colts are telling us that Bruce Arians is fine. That is from the Colts official statement. He's in a local hospital, and they've run all sorts of tests, and they're reporting that he is fine.
Well, that, of course, is great news. What they've done here in the game, Jim, they moved it back where the penalty was. In other words, that's where Andrew Luck was trying to throw the football away. Now, the Colts, like I said, could have stopped the 10-second runoff if they wanted to use a timeout, and they decided not to.
3rd and 26. Stepping up on the run, pulled down by Hilton, who cuts to the sideline, and that move puts them in field goal range. How about the rookie out of Florida International and the presence of mind to turn it around, button hook, and put them in play for a field goal?
Well, the big problem that started for the Ravens, they allowed Andrew Luck to step up into the pocket like that, and he found T.Y. Hilton wide open, who made a, hey, that was a tremendous move by him to get out of bounds.
25-yard play brings out Vinatieri. This will be a career long if he makes it in the postseason. From 52, Vinatieri needs to hook it, and he does. Adam Vinatieri with his longest postseason kick of his career, bettering the 51-yard we had here back in the 06 season playoffs. Gets it just inside the upright. His time expires on the first half.
Well, what a wait for the Colts to end the first half. Like I said, regardless, but getting the 3 points, what a confidence builder.
Came into the league undrafted back in 1996, the same year Ray Lewis entered the NFL. So he had 3 points. 6 points total the first 27 minutes and 30 seconds. And you get some action here in the last 2 minutes. It's a 10-6 Ravens lead at the intermission. Verizon halftime report coming up after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
Let's go! What time is it? Game time!
30 minutes to go to determine Denver's opponent next Saturday in the divisional round. How about Ray Lewis's first half of action? Again, first time back on the field since October the 14th.
Yeah, I think it was pretty solid, really. We watched him a lot. We had a lot of course, shots of Ray Lewis making plays, missing the interception, and not surprised because John Harbaugh said he's going to have to do it in practice, full speed with pads, and taking on blockers. He's done all that, and he had a solid first half.
McAfee boots it to the NFL's #1 kick returner this year. Toby Jones walloped at the 17-yard line. Each team's on pace for about 400 yards of total offense, but it's a 10-6 game and really didn't see a lot of offensive firepower until the last couple of minutes of the first half. What do you expect now?
Well, you know, I would say this for the Indianapolis Colts. I think the big problem is the play calling. You're going to have to keep on a sequence. In other words, don't get in third downs, because third down, the Ravens, it's impossible. They got all these different kinds of blitzes, and they worked against the Colts offense in the first half. Joe Flacco, he just needs some opportunities.
To come out with the rookie at running back to start the second half, Pierce, who gets the handle for 4. Brought 143 yards, and that completion to Hilton that went for 25 on the last plays of the half to set up the Vinatieri field goal. 7 tackles for Lewis and 1 pass defense. Could have had the interception. Monte Leach, by the way, hurt on that last play. And he scored the game's only touchdown. And we'll take a break in the action here in Baltimore. Monte Leach will have to sit out at least a play. There he is flanking the running back coach, Wilbur Montgomery. Rice is all covered up.
He doesn't looks like he's in good spirits, just resting up.
2nd down and 6, a little play action here. Flacco's in trouble, and he's knocked down at the 9 by Robert Mathis.
Trying to find some ways to get this offense going. They got the extra tight end, Billy Bajema, number 86, and Robert Mathis up the field. Doesn't get full. The thing is, he just has the speed to recover. Nice little kick by the right foot. Take Joe Flacco down. Watch his right foot.
Oh, yeah. It's not just any ordinary sack. That's a loss of 13.
I'm surprised so far in the game, though, Jim. You talk about this passing game of the Ravens. They are not. I thought they could get it done and throw the ball to the sidelines anytime they wanted today. That has not been the case.
3rd and 19. Now Flacco's on the line and able to launch it deep down the field. And the ball is caught with the flag out as Bolden finally getting his hands on a football today, and Bolden comes down with it. We'll check the flag. He had Tandon Doss, his teammate, in the area as well.
Pass interference. Defense number 33 is declined. The play results first down.
The play results in a 50-yard gain, the longest of the day on either side.
3-man rush. Look at all the space, and Joe Flacco does the right thing. Just heave it up there. I actually think he was throwing it outside to Tandon Doss. But when you talk about Anquan Bolden, this is a big receiver with strong hands, an All-American high school quarterback, can catch it in traffic. The perfect guy to make a catch in a situation like that.
Leach is back at fullback. That's the longest pass play of Flacco's postseason career. And that is Pierce for a couple inside the 40.
And you know, Jim, in today's world, in this league, when in doubt, just heave it out there, because really nothing bad can happen. If it's intercepted, they fall down. You get pass interference, but the receivers so good, so aggressive, they could go up and make those catches.
And it came on a 3rd and 19. 2nd and 8. And Flacco takes the sideline. Again, a flag is out, and again, Bolden has hold of it. It's Cassius Bond defending.
Pass interference. Offense number 81.
The other way.
10-yard penalty is still 2nd down.
And you signaled that right up here in the booth right away.
Yeah, it looked like at the last second, Anquan Bolden used those arms. And we're a long ways away. Nice hand fighting. There's a push. There it is. And it looks like, oh, that's no big deal. But when you're running full speed and you push your arm out like that, look what it does to the other guy. That was a great catch, and that would have been challenged because he didn't get both feet in bounds.
I may have dragged the toe.
The other toe?
Yeah, I thought it would have held up, but here nor there. 2nd and 18 back at the 49 with Rice in.
That was a good call, though. That was offensive pass interference.
Pass in traffic. Ball's incomplete, and look at Mathis. And again, they're causing trouble. Ricardo Matthews was also close to the football.
You brought up a good point. We're talking about Robert Mathis against Michael Orr, right tackle. Just, nice spin move. It's a screen. But all the offensive line changes. Michael Orr, left tackle to right tackle. Bryant McKinney coming in and playing left tackle. Osimile, the right tackle, going to left guard. That is it's not working out the way they had hoped.
Well, they converted a 3rd and 19. What about 3rd and 18? Flacco flings in, and it's incomplete. And Doss has a couple of times today had his hands on the football, but unable to come down with it. And out comes Cook to punt.
Yeah, this is Joe Flacco's fault. Square him just a little more. The receiver's open. He's going to get the first down. Get your hands on the football. Square up just a little more so you can just rifle this in there.
Freeney was chasing him.
Yeah, well, that would make you speed up and maybe not do what you exactly want, but there was enough time to make that throw.
Cook standing at pinning teams deep. That ball bounces directly into the end zone. Just a net of 29. That's it. We'll see Luck and company for the first time in the second half, starting at the 20.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And by the Volkswagen Passat. That's the power of German engineering.
Here's a look at our nationwide insurance Skycam. There's the Colts about to take the first snap of the second half after scoring on their last two drives of the first half, pair of field goals. Luck had 120 yards passing in that second quarter alone. Flag is out. There's movement by the Colts on the left side. May have been Fleener.
False starts. Offense number 80. 5-yard penalty is still first.
You talked about how nervous was Andrew Luck. You're playing his first playoff game, and then you said, what about the most nervous you've ever been? And he said, well, that's easy. My first college start up in Pullman, Washington, against Washington State.
He said, as soon as they hit me, I felt better. So
I knew I could play at the college level.
there you go.
First and 15. Now is Bauer trying to find any kind of crease. And runs into the arms of Ray Lewis, who stops it after 3.
Well, you know, we hear it so much, and it's not really overstated when you talk about some of these Raven players. They understand the scheme of offenses. That's why so many times, like Ray Lewis, they see a formation. There's only so many plays that can be run out of it. And Ray Lewis diagnosed it, standing there, waits, and gets an easy tackle.
2nd and 12. And the first down to Reggie Wayne. Of course, Andrew Luck recruited to Stanford by John Harbaugh's brother, Jim. Coached in the first couple of years there for the Cardinal.
How about that release? They again bunch him up. I said, there's no way. Before the snap, I said, Reggie Wayne will not catch this ball. Paul Kruger was standing over him. They let him go. He goes, fakes like he's going across the field and breaks it back out. And by NFL standards, wide open.
15 yards. Wayne going against his old college roommate at Miami, Ed Reed, today. Dealt right away by Ellerby for no gain. And Upshaw was in on the play, too. We talk about the relationship between Reggie Wayne and Ed Reed. It's close since college, but Ed Reed came to college to Miami because of the recruitment by Chuck Pagano. There they are before the game. He considers Pagano to be like a father figure. Pagano was an assistant at Miami for Jimmy Johnson. He came down to the New Orleans area, Destrehan High School, and Ed told us he chalk-talked me right there in the biology classroom. Wanted to see what I knew about football, and then he put on the full recruit and took him away from Tulane. Another school was after him. 2nd and 10, and Luck able to dump it incomplete. Trying to get Allen. Somehow he saw him as he had Suggs bearing down on him.
Terrell Suggs, number 55, to the right of your screen, just comes in unblocked. So I don't know if it was the crowd noise that made the offensive line be a little slow getting off, but what they were doing, Mike McGlynn is trying to come over and block him, and Andrew Luck, a little smile, I think there, just
a smile or a grimace.
You know, either one. He's been on the ground a lot this year, so he's withstood it. Still in their throat.
High snap, and Kruger takes advantage. He beats Sewell, who was in at right tackle. I mean, he flew past him off the snap and gets yet another sack. The ball, the Ravens are saying, is in play. Costanzo is there with the football.
There's no doubt, Jim. You said it's Sewell at right tackle, but the crowd noise is really hurting the offensive line. They're just a half a beat off when it comes to the snap or Andrew Luck calling out the snap count.
2.5 sacks in this game. Spiral punt. McAfee to Jones. Steps out after the catch. Kruger. Is he making plays or what? In the face of luck yet again. We're back after luck in the Colts, forced off the field by another play by Paul Kruger. Here comes Flacco and the Ravens. To Bolden, who is shoved out of bounds near first. Pushed out by Jerry Hughes.
They like to see if they can find more ways. Anquan Bolden, how about that? Thinks like he's going all the way across the formation. At the snap of the ball, they bring him back. Good job that time by Joe Flacco. Going to his left, getting in good position and making the easy completion.
Just the 7th completion of the game for Flacco. Running hard to near the 40. Lawrence Guy got to him first. And we remind you, Tuesday on CBS, Dennis Quaid stars in a new episode of the hit drama Vegas. Tuesday only, CBS, America's #1 network. Second and 6. Straight back to throw. Long again for Bolden. Bolden has the ball. What a catch over the shoulder. Again, he was able to beat Cassius Vaughn. 3 catches by Bolden, all coming in this half, and 2 of them long balls.
Well, this is what Joe Flacco does as well, or maybe better than anybody in the NFL. They get outside technique because of the formation on Cassius Vaughn, and watch how far he throws this up in the air. And this gets very tough for defensive backs to play the football because so few quarterbacks in the NFL can throw it far and extremely high. That time, Joe Flacco did it.
46 yards to Bolden. Flacco going to the end zone, and catch is made out of bounds by Smith. Boy, that catch by Bolden. He's got a 50-yarder, a 46-yarder, and another 10-yarder in this quarter. 106 yards and catches in the third quarter. How about this one?
Yeah, it's just it's over the shoulder. I mean, really, just dead over the top of his head. Yeah, I told you he's a high school quarterback, and it's just easy and natural to Anquan Bolden. I'll tell you this, too. Before the game, he's out there throwing the football. He can throw it, too.
This is first, and it's going to be on the Ravens.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty is still second down.
You know, when you look at this game, though, I was just about ready to say, when you watch the Ravens play, and sometimes you got to be careful how you judge it. They run the football. It's about the defense. But Joe Flacco, almost every game, is going to have 3 or 4 big throws that you just go, wow, that was special. I saw it in the Giant game. I've seen it in many games this year. We have not seen it here today. That one to Anquan Bolden was special.
2nd and 15. Flacco leaning on him. Gets it to Pitta. Pitta takes it across for the touchdown.
Really, no matter who the quarterback is in the NFL, if you let them escape the pocket and move forward that extra time, the defense breaks down. Wide receivers come open. This time it's a tight end Pitta. Boy, was that a nice move.
And how about Torrey Smith? Set up the first touchdown with a great block, and look at him holding his block right there. 82.
Yep, beautiful block down the field once again.
Yep, pushing Cassius Vaughn aside and creating the avenue for Pitta to take it home. Extra point is good. Dennis Pitta, 20-yard touchdown. He's given them great production all season long. And now the Ravens increase their lead to 11.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by KFC. Come in today and taste why fresh is better.
We've had 20 of the 23 points in this game scored in the last 9 minutes on the game clock. That's a 5-play drive. Again, the big one, the 46 yards to Bolden. Flacco 3 out of 4 on that series, including the touchdown to Pitta. He's got 9 completions on the day, 9 for 234. Tucker again drives it right over the head of Deji Kareem. Welcome, Beyonce, to the Pepsi Super Bowl halftime show on CBS. Hey, you submit your photo at cbssports.com/Pepsi for a chance to be seen by millions. And there you see number 60 again at right tackle. Sewell in for Winston Justice. Injured a shoulder a couple of snaps ago. Questionable to return. Luck looking for options. Batted down by Kerry Williams. Luck is under pressure now virtually every time he drops back.
Well, now you got the right tackle hurt. That time the Colts did a nice job of helping out Sewell there and using the running back to get a little extra protection. But when you get into obvious passing situations like third down or being behind, going to get a lot of different combinations of rushes.
2nd and 10. They run it up the middle with Ballard. And Lewis throws him back after 6. Ray Lewis, who felt like he was ready to come back a little earlier than the postseason, but his daughter Diamond encouraged him to wait until the playoffs.
Well, he also said all of his kids are here today at the game watching. Good job by Ray Lewis that time. Costanzo getting around him and making the tackle.
3rd and 4 for Indianapolis. 3 out of 10 on the day on 3rd. Wide open is Brazil with the first down catch.
Wow, beautiful throw. I mean, that had a purpose to it that time. Andrew Luck gets a little space to throw it, waits and stays back. And when you stay back like that as a quarterback, that football is going to come out there with some power.
Caught by the 6th rounder out of Athens, Ohio University. And that's Avery. Had an opening game in the round for 15, and it's been quiet until that catch for 5 yards.
I like this little no huddle they had, just trying to keep the pace going. When you do it, generally what's the no huddle do? You're trying to tire out a defense, but you're trying to keep it simplified so they don't have time to communicate and blitz you.
Another false start.
Offense number 74, 5-yard penalty, it's still 2nd down.
And again, there's Clyde Christensen, 11 years in the Colts organization, joined the same years that back Jim Caldwell did. Offensive coordinator for 2 years, quarterback coach now, and again stepping in today for Bruce Arians, who has been taken to a local hospital.
Well, he's been a coordinator before, I think in 2010. And 11 also was the coordinator for the Colts and calling plays.
There's Ballard. Right at the 50. It takes about 4 Ravens around him to finish off the run.
Well, you can tell every time there's a situation, 2nd and 10 or 2nd and long, they like running the football because they want to give themselves a chance here in 3rd down. So now you can still run the ball. Your quarterback can run it if he's flushed out of the pocket, and you can get rid of the football a lot quicker in the pass game.
Colts face another 3rd down. 3rd and 2. Taking off with it. Luck has the first down, sliding to a stop at the 42.
Well, how about that? Nice patience Andrew, oh my gosh.
Kruger was just busting in there, wasn't
yes,
he?
You know, you're worried about his speed. Nice job by Andrew Luck stepping up in the pocket. They said they wanted to keep him in there, but Sewell expecting a speed rush, and Kruger just runs him over.
And no huddle here for Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton to the right side, running it left. And Ballard brought down by Arthur Jones after 2. Hey, if you thought your fantasy season was over, it's not. NFL Playoff Challenge is back better than ever. You can win a trip to next year's Super Bowl 48, 2014. Play today. NFL.com/fantasy.
Colts haven't so far made that play. Of course, I mean the scoring play. The Ravens, they think if we don't give up the big pass play over the top of our heads, we can't lose the game.
Inside the hit. Little help from Brown. Gain of 6. It'll set up another 3rd and short for the Colts.
You got it. 3rd and short.
Hilton's
Once
limping.
again. And also 3rd and short, Jim. But also you could be thinking as an offensive coordinator, Chuck Pagano could have said this could be 4-down territory. So you can call a different 3rd down play because of that.
Hilton out, Brazil in. This is the 3rd and short on this drive. Converting the first 2 times. And now wide open. It's Ballard. They've done it again. Got it by a yard.
I like this little sweep fake. Here he comes. Fake it there, and the back comes across. This is just another version of a play that everybody in the NFL runs. Bill Walsh started it.
Up the rhythm, going quickly, and Ellerby was just as quick as he knocks back Ballard with an assist from Reed and a loss of 2.
Well, you talked about Donnell Ellerby, and when Ray Lewis is a linebacker, it's hard to get a lot of credit, but he's athletic, and you can tell even in these replays how fast he is and aggressive. Perfect. Hey, it's the perfect way you want your linebacker to be.
2nd and 12. Middle and hits his target again, Reggie Wayne. Lewis was trying to reach up and get a hand on it. Pass a laser for 20.
152, Ray Lewis. What anticipation there by Andrew Luck, and throws it right past Ray Lewis.
Yeah, reaching out with his injured arm. And with that catch, Reggie Wayne becomes the 2nd all-time receiver in the postseason behind Jerry Rice. Noeldy Moore is the running back on 1st down from the 14. And it's Moore. Outside. And picking up good yardage inside the 10. Dwayne Allen, that rookie tight end who's made some plays, helped spring him for 6.
Well, I thought for sure. I didn't know they were going to run to that side. Let Reggie Wayne, 87, a wide receiver, be kind of the lead blocker at the point of attack. Even though he didn't get anybody, good running by Moore, breaking it outside.
Quite a drive being put together here by the Colts. With a minute and 40 to go in the 3rd quarter, converting a number of times on 3rd down. Here it's a 2nd and 4. To Moore. Moore chopped at the line right away by Arthur Jones.
That was the exact same play. They ran the play before. The Colts, Clyde Christensen being just like Bruce Arians. If it works, why not run it again? A lot of teams, when they run it, they go, okay, we called that play. Let's move on to the next one. I never understand that philosophy, but the Colts don't buy into it, even though that second one didn't work as well as the first.
Third down and 4. Watt quickly gets rid of it, and it's incomplete. Trying to hook up with Reggie Wayne. And he'll bring out Vinatieri. A field goal would still make it a 1-score game.
Well, they try to create a little confusion that time by stacking the receivers and really having like a lead blocker. Watch T.Y. Hilton. He's blocking inside, but it's not good enough. The defense is ready, and they're aggressive going to the ball there.
This is a Colts team that has 28 players in uniform who have never played in a playoff game. Vinatieri from 26. One of the veterans who addressed the playoff rookies this week for Chuck Pagano. And Vinatieri, a few years back, was 5 out of 5. Today he's 3 out of 3. 17-9 Ravens. That drive spanned 15 plays, took up half a quarter, a little more. They converted 3 third and shorts on the drive, but not the last one. So they, in the end, go with another Vinatieri field goal. And McAfee, the punter, handles the kickoff chores, and this is a good one. Keeping it away from Jacoby Jones. Later today, it's time to turn it over to college basketball. Temple and Kansas from Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, right here on CBS Sports. Timmy Brando, Clark Kellogg will be on the call later today. Again, the winner will be taking on the 1 seed in the AFC, will be taking on the Denver Broncos, who have that long win streak going into the postseason. Houston and New England all set for next Sunday on CBS. Manning down that side. Seattle against Washington later today, with the winner of that one facing Atlanta next Sunday. And Green Bay and San Francisco will be playing next Saturday night.
I think football fans this weekend and next weekend are their favorite weekends of the year.
I've always said divisional weekend.
Oh,
that's
man.
my favorite.
You get 2 games each day, playoffs. Where is my couch?
Well, we got a little break in the action right now if you want to take some rest. End of 3. Colts Ravens, fourth quarter about to commence. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms here. Ray Lewis, who addressed the team this week, told them he's going to retire after 17 years, and he told them, it's my last ride. I'm going to give it everything I've got. And the Ravens face a 2nd and 9 here to start the 4th. Anger coming in on Blacker, who unloads it in time for Golden, who continues his huge half, and a first down out across the 40.
Big time throw by Joe Flacco. Stands in the pocket. There is pressure. They're in front of him, and he just gets on top of the football, and I'll tell you, he gets every ounce of energy into it. And Anquan Boldin, how about that? When he turns around, 25 yards down the field, there was the football.
And 21-yard play that time. Rice. Good gainer. Down to the Colts. 40, and the ball is out. And Indianapolis has recovered. It's Anger with the recovery. Rice fumbling for the 2nd time today.
Or you're getting down there in field position where if nothing else happens, you're going to kick a field goal and make it tough.
It was LaFege.
LaFege, number 35, knocks it out.
Yeah. Rice fumbles on the opening drive for the Ravens today when it looked like they were going to drive down and score.
You know, when you're running in the open field in any of these games in this league as a runner, I'm sure they know it. Ray Rice, of course, knows it. But the people chasing you from behind, they are going to look to take that football away from you.
A Ravens team that turned it over only 16 times on the year, 2nd fewest in the league. Fewest in Ravens history, but 2 big mistakes by Rice today. Here's Ballard. Boy, lowered the shoulder, knocked Ellerby back 3 or 4 yards. And then Arthur Jones helped finish him off. Arthur Jones, whose kid brother will be in the playoffs next week. Chandler Jones and the New England Patriots taking on Houston.
He's a pretty good player, this Arthur Jones. He's really become a force for him. Good run player, but able to get some pressure on the quarterback too.
And It's Luck getting the completion to Wayne, and just like that, the Colts are on the other side of the field.
I don't know. I didn't keep any official stats, but when Andrew Luck moves, it's complete, it seems like. He sees a little bit of a place to go to, slides, and makes a good throw on the run.
Yeah, zipped it right past Ray Lewis in his outstretched arms. Wayne over 100 yards on the day with 7 catches. Big running lane for Ballard. They pushed back that line of scrimmage, and he took advantage. That line just shoved the Ravens back, and there was no one near him. 24 yards.
Yeah, these inside runs, but why? Just watch it. We're the running back. It looks like you take it straight up the middle, but maybe he sees Pollard coming in at safety. If he does, that's some pair of eyes.
Ballard again. Flag out. Lewis was across quickly.
How about Ballard, though, for a guy that told us, oh, I'm a between the tackles guy. Well, today he's outside the tackles. Could be 12 men on the field, I think, by the Ravens. I'm just guessing.
$12 men on the field. Defense, 5-yard penalty. Still first down, 5 yards to go.
Doesn't get off at the bottom of the screen. Terrence Cody, I think it is.
Yes. Puts the football into the red zone. At the 18. First and 5. And this will get back to 5.
Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty is still first.
That's Mike McGlynn. I do like what the Colts are doing. They realize, okay, pass pressure, a little bit of a problem. So what they're doing, they're giving some of these tight formations, and it takes the edge rusher to that side kind of out of play. And that guy there in the right formation is the one that's giving him the most problems, 99, Paul Kruger, who now goes to the left side.
Third false start of this half against the Colts. First and 10. Play action. Luck unloads in over the head of Wayne.
I think, you know, we talk about all these rookie quarterbacks, Jim, and who's going to be the rookie of the year. And look, all of them deserve it. But Andrew Luck, just another good example. Standing tall, strong, and throws the football down the field and takes another hit and goes to the ground. I know he leads the league in being hit by defenders.
Faces second and 10. Nata says no way, just a 1-yard gain.
Well, look at that. Paul Kruger once again throwing it with people at his feet and 2 defenders hitting him. But still throwing the football with power down the field. I thought this would be a big problem for him. Still weighs 238 pounds. A lot of times when you take a lot of hits, especially as a rookie quarterback, it wears you down.
Third down, 3rd and 9. Incomplete. Avery took his eye off of it. He might have had enough room to make a move for that first down marker.
Ellaby on the blitz. Well, he saw Bernard Pollard coming. He is nicknamed the Enforcer for a reason.
Brings out yet again Vinatieri. This time from 40. This time, no good. Well, he had made from 52 to close out the half. This from 40 wide right. Colts unable to cash in off the takeaway. Haven't had any takeaway points on either side today. Here's Pierce. Action fake to the running back. And Flacco gets it to Smith. And he tries to stretch out for the first, probably just a shade short. It was the fumble by Rice a moment ago. All upset, but did you see that great shot? The relief.
Oh, yeah.
After the missed field goal. Mike Arnold directing, Lance Barrow producing here as we begin our run to Super Bowl 47 in New Orleans on CBS February the 3rd. 2nd and 1. That is Pierce. And he is stopped short of it. Mathis and Freeney. How many times do you call those two names together through the years?
I like one time when Dwight Freeney told us they both come from different sides and they rush the quarterback. And early in their career, they used to run into each other all the time. But he goes, now it's like a sixth sense. I can tell as I'm coming up the field where he is and what angles to take, and so they don't run into each other.
Wants to shoot, has to come out. 3rd and 1. Yeah, they're inseparable. Their homes are about 5 houses apart, too. Timeout called here by the Ravens with 10.5 to go. Still a one-score game here.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Geico, where 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Land Rover, above and beyond. And by Broken City, January 18th, only in theaters.
That timeout by the Ravens could backfire against them. It gives the Colts a chance to bring Freeney back into the game. He'd lost his shoe. Now he's back in. Crucial 3rd and 1 for Baltimore. Running right toward Freeney. There he goes, Pierce. Stiff arms Buffet, still on his feet. And Pierce, the rookie, down to the 18-yard line. 43-yard run by Pierce.
How about the blocking to the right side? Vontae Leach goes through the hole, and there is nobody there to block.
They couldn't get lined up right on the Colts side.
There you go. The shifting by the tight end, Bajama, confuses them. You're right, Jim, just enough.
And the Ravens hurry to the line. They go back to Pierce. It was twisted down for no gain. Pierce, who had the longest play from scrimmage of the year for the Ravens, a 78-yard touchdown run against the Giants a couple of weeks back.
That's why you shift. You put people in motion. You give unique formations because you hope it causes confusion. And if nothing else, you hope it takes the aggressiveness away from defenders. Make them think. They don't react as fast when they're thinking out there.
And they bring Rice back in. Boy, would he like to atone for those mistakes. Flanking Flacco here, 2nd and 10. Flacco's going to the end zone to Bolden. And he comes down with it. Touchdown, Ravens.
How about that catch? Number 81 down the field, very little separation. And even though the arm is in there, and Darius Butler, you think most of the time this will be broken up, but those strong hands, he just rips it down in there and gets it to his body.
What a huge half for Anquan Bolden. They're just verifying the touchdown upstairs. We asked John Harbaugh. We went player by player through his roster. He said Anquan Bolden. He said superstar.
Superstar, didn't hesitate. Contested catches. That's what the Ravens have done more this year than in the past. They can go up there when they're covered and still bring down the football.
Now for the 15-point margin. 24-9 Ravens. 5 catches in this half by Bolden. 145 yards and this touchdown. Bolden played in the Super Bowl for Arizona. It's a hug from John Harbaugh.
He's player of the game so far without question. These catches he is making.
Fej influences him to settle for the touchback. Yes, Butler had the arm in there the whole time.
Let's take it all.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Subway Restaurants. The Chipotle Chicken and Cheese is the featured $5 footlong of January. And by Honda. Things can always be better. Introducing the best Honda Civic yet.
Just 9 minutes to go here. M&T Bank Stadium. During this timeout, the crowd started to react, and they saw Lewis out on the field dancing.
And I haven't said all day he's got a new face mask, too.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I'm sure there's a reason.
It's Howard, and that is Lewis immediately knocking him down after 9. Ray Lewis's first career sack, by the way, came against the Colts back in '96. And the guy he took down, Jim Harbaugh. Greatest memory, though, he told us before today, was the first game at the old Memorial Stadium against Oakland when he had an interception to seal a victory in the Ravens' home debut. 2nd and 1. Now again, back first down, and then tripped up by Corey Graham for 7.
He's out there.
Receiver down. It was Hilton. Got shaken up earlier in this half, but was able to return to the game.
Yeah, it looked like when he was shaken up that it was a lower body injury. Safety in the middle of the field. Oh, just gets his feet out in front. That's why he slips. He's open. It was a blitz. It was picked up well by the Colts.
How many times do we hear this season teams lamenting the fact they had passed in the draft on Hilton, who was taken in the 3rd round by the Colts?
Oh, yes. Miami Dolphins last week. I heard that from a lot of people up there. So
Mutual total infraction. Defense number 99. 5-yard penalty is still 2nd down.
Wednesday, prime time, JB. Phil and Chris Collinsworth showcase America's favorite game inside the NFL Wednesday on Showtime. Who won the season-long picks?
it's not over yet.
Oh.
So what I'm saying, what he told you there is I'm behind, but
Yeah, that's right. I took that.
always some hope.
Regular season title then.
There's no such thing.
Okay.
It's only the Super Bowl.
2nd and 5. And the draw. Led by the Ravens defense. Reed comes up. Ellerby as well. Holds him to 2 with 8 minutes to play. Ellerby shaken up. This is a valuable part of this Ravens defense. You've been talking him up all season. Ellerby shaken up, and we'll step aside for a moment. Ellerby coming in on the tackle, which rolled up by his teammate, Courtney Upshaw, but thankfully Ellerby was able to walk off the field without too much of a limp. It's going to be a 3rd down coming up for Indianapolis. Trying to walk it off. Ellerby replaced by Brendan Ayanbadejo. Set of downs at the 50.
Excellent throw, good protection. Just a 4-man rush. Talked about Luck. He's every bit of 6'4", just stands tall, and he fired that one in there.
First down from the 50. And that was Wayne getting jarred by Jackie Brown. Wayne holds on. Picks up about 4.
You know, a lot of this is not real aggressive defense by the Ravens. They're playing the clock. John Harbaugh's managing the game. That's what he's doing. He's looking up there, trying to decide when do we take a chance. And right now, at the pace this offense is going, they will not have to take that chance.
2nd and 5. Pass caught. Boy, the catch and ball comes out at the end. Did he take it all the way to the ground before the ball squirted out on Avery?
It was a little bit of a blitz inside. Looks like I thought he caught the ball.
On the field is an incomplete pass. 4th down.
Yeah, it took a while to sort it out, and rightfully so. And the opinion of the officials, incomplete.
Well, here's what it is. Oh, yes, he's taken to the ground, Jim. So, and that football came out before he was laying on the ground. The play was over, and a little bit of time elapsed. So the fact that he was being taken to the ground, you got to hold that football through the process, and he did not.
Well, that wipes out a big game, and it brings up the 3rd down. It would have been good for 22. Ellerby, by the way, they're reporting up to his ankle injury, questionable to return. And now we got the challenge flag coming out from the Colts. I don't know, we see this all the time, and we see officials go over and discuss it with the coaches. The coaches seldom win this argument about a catch taking it to the ground when the ball squirts out.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It's being challenged by Indianapolis. Timeout.
So risking what might be a very key timeout later on. Mike Carey will take another look at it.
My guess is he's not going to win this challenge. Hey, look, Phil, am I right? You just never know.
So here again is what's being challenged. Greg Minuski comes over and says something to the head coach. And they throw the challenge flag just before the ball is snapped. In question, it's called incomplete on the field.
Well, you see the contact going to the ground. Then you possession, but then a period of time has to elapse. That's the way I've always tried to explain it, Jim. And it's bang, bang as he hits the ground. That's why I think it will be ruled incomplete.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The receiver, in the process of making the catch, was going to the ground. The ball came out immediately. Incomplete pass. Indianapolis is charged with their first team timeout and challenge.
So 2 timeouts remaining with 6:35 to play.
Well, Chuck Pagano was, influenced. The coaches upstairs or whoever. I know Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator, probably was told, go over and tell him to challenge it.
3rd and 5, and Luck's going to run for it, and once again he's going to convert. T.Y. Hilton helped shield the sideline so he can pick up an extra 4 or 5 yards.
I got some notes every once in a while. I write down what coaches tell me. And number 1, I put a big 1 and circled it. Andrew Luck. We're going to keep him in the pocket.
Look at T.Y. Hilton here.
Excellent job of blocking outside, but we've said it, Jim, and everybody knows that when you play the Colts, Andrew Luck breaks the pocket. Of course, he can run, but most of the time, he's looking to throw it deep down the field.
It's 3rd time today he's run for a first in a 3rd down situation. From the 27, Luck guns it incomplete in the area of Wayne. Coming up, the Subway postgame show. JB Dan, Shannon Boomer, Coach Cowher. They'll have the highlights and the recap of this game. We'll hear from the winners, and we'll have all the latest playoff news coming up on the Subway postgame show.
Well, 2 things, no doubt. This is going to be 4-down territory now for the Colts, so you know that. You have to tell the quarterback, look, we need 4 downs here. Don't take a chance. Don't take a sack. And put us in a position where we can't get it done.
2nd and 10. And at the 20, it's Hilton still spinning around. And leaping forward within a yard of a first.
Well, you talk about Andrew Luck, too. I kidded him last night. What did I say? Next year, instead of a 2 beside your name, like second year, it's going to be 3 because they graduated him fast. He's all the throws, all the pressure that's been put on him all year long.
3rd and 1. They'll try to pick up the yard from the gun. And the receiver slipped. It was Dwayne Allen, and 4th down's coming up.
Just gets leaning, feet get out from them in a position where there's not enough cleats in the ground, and that's when you slip and fall.
4th and 1.
Well, they've had trouble, of course, when you look at the scoreboard, scoring touchdowns. So you try to fool them with a fake. Well, there's no doubt about it now. Nobody in the backfield.
Luck throws, batted away, intercepted! Intercepted with an open field, except for the quarterback, and it's Kerry Williams with the theft. And the Ravens defense may have just locked up this wild card game.
They played the situation. Look how tight all the Raven defenders are.
They were going to Wayne. It was Corey Graham who stepped in front, deflected it.
That's
Williams
right.
was there as well. What a double effort by these two corners of the Ravens.
You said it. It was 4th and short, so they played it aggressively, played for the short throw, and what a job by Corey Graham. What a story he is. Plays corner, comes in and plays a slot defender on 3rd and 4th downs, and has had a terrific year.
Nice. He's inside the 40. Luck with his first interception in his last 150 throws. A word with Allen, who had slipped on 3rd down.
Yes, the little things. Young football team. Dwayne Allen just learning to run the route the proper way all the time. Tried to make his cut so fast before he was ready. That's why he slipped and fell.
Luck, who did not throw a pick the last 3 weeks of the regular season. 2nd and 5. Trying to dive under. Redding. Nice for just about a yard. And we were talking earlier a lot about Torrey Smith making the effort to set up the 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, watch him at the wide receiver position. How long he stays on the block.
He set up the Leach touchdown from a yard out, and then on the touchdown throw to pit up. Look at him here.
How fast did he turn around right away? Boom. Well, that's Torrey Smith. Just works so hard. Good team player. Very physical. In other words, he really is a tough guy at wide receiver. Not surprised that he's a good run blocker, too.
3rd and 4 for the Ravens. Incomplete. On the Baltimore side, near that football. So, Pagano's side will get the football back probably a lot quicker than they thought they would. But it's going to be a long way to go. Zibikowski is back at the 10-yard line waiting for the Cook punt. Zibikowski lets it go, bounces at the 8, and is down near the 10-yard line by Josh Bynes. Lewis and that Ravens defense will come back out here. A lot of people question how much would he play today? Would he be just like a 3rd down guy? He's gone the distance.
Listen, I thought when he heard he was going to play today, I said, oh, this is not going to work. Then we came down, we saw practice. Of course, we get the information that he had been practicing on the scout team.
The last 3 weeks.
Trying to make life miserable for Joe Flacco, which I'm sure he did. But all the hitting. What did John Harbaugh tell us about a month ago? I got to see him lift weights. I got to see him take on blockers, make tackles, do all of it. And, of course, they saw it. That's why he's in the lineup.
First down, Love, down the field. Oh, there it looked like it was going to be a catch by Wayne, and Now there's a flag out. The hit by Pollard is going to be a penalty.
I know from here, I'm telling you, this looked good for me, or for me. Does he hit him at the numbers? He hits him with the side of his body. He doesn't even lead with his head.
Personal foul. Defense number 31. Hit on a defensive receiver, a blow to the head. 15 yards, automatic first down.
Well, the helmets look like they could have hit here.
Yeah, they did hit.
Yeah, they did. So I'll once again be wrong. Oh, that's a great shot. It looked like he threw his body in sideways, but down on the field, what a perspective, and it's a good call.
On the 25. Open. Wayne somehow able to get up off that hit. Luck is down, and he comes right back up with Kruger.
Yeah. See, I'm going to give you a guess who knocks him down. Somebody told me, oh my gosh, how about, did you see the hands, the little stutter step, and he went inside? Somebody told me, oh, Paul Kruger, all he is just a high effort guy. You know, you're not watching the games very close. Because he's got talent.
Second down and 10. Here he is again. Somehow Luck was able to wiggle free and throw it down the field, incomplete. Off the hands of Hilton, who had a play on that catch. You know, all season long, Bruce Arians stepped in so capably. Such a commendable performance by Arians for his pal. Pagano had incredible praise for him last night about Bruce. Little did we know he'd show up today, and that Bruce Arians, the story would be, as of 9:30 this morning, ushered to a local hospital after some sort of episode. There is a flag down on the field. People are going to ask after this game, how much of a factor was it without Arians?
Taunting. Defense number 31. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Oh, that's a second big flag against Pollard on this drive.
You know, before I answer your question, Jim, John Harbaugh, this will make him as mad as you can get, because he says when you get those type of penalties, you're selfish. He said it plainly. Playoff football, don't make those type of mistakes.
First down, Luck spinning away. There's a man on the sideline, and it's ruled a catch for Hilton.
But to answer your question, Jim, as I watched this game today, I never felt like, oh, wow, they're just not doing what I usually see the Colts offense do. So Clyde Christensen, we can always second-guess play calling, but I haven't today because I never thought he did something out of the ordinary. I thought he stayed within tune of what this Colts offense is.
Pollard out, Ihedebo in. That's Luck. Comes up short with that one. Of course, Bruce Arians has been all week the talk of one of the strong candidates to take over one of the vacancies in the NFL ranks, and we asked Pagano about that, and he said, obviously don't want to lose him here, but I wish him nothing but the best. He's a great man and a great friend.
Well, if you want your quarterback to play better and have a good offense that fits about most teams in this NFL, then I'd say Bruce Arians is your guy.
Luck loading it up for a 50th time today, and it's a completion to Fleener. Kobe Fleener takes it to the Baltimore 42.
One thing I noticed about Andrew Luck this game that I didn't see in earlier games, he looks one way and throws the other a lot. So he knows where he's going to go with the football, but he looks it off before he throws it.
It's tipped away. Ed Reed defending on Reggie Wayne, those old college roommates.
I'll never forget what Bruce Arians said to us when we did the Jet game early in the year with the Colts. I said something about Andrew Luck, and he goes, yeah, my guy's not afraid to chuck it in there. You know, so, and that's how they taught him. It's not like, oh, Andrew, don't make a mistake. It's be aggressive, and it's worked for him.
I just want to say one last thing on that. We don't have any more fresh information. The Colts assure us, they tell us that Arians is fine. His wife, Christine, has flown in. She's here at the local hospital with her husband right now. Here's Luck. Second down and 10 over to Wayne. And that's Pollard who comes back onto the field to stop Wayne from advancing it past 5 yards. moving with 2:25 to play. Luck going for the big ball, and it's over the head of Brazil. Gary Williams trying to jump up, get a hand on it too.
Game's not over yet, but the Ravens, a huge part. Don't let them get behind us today for those touchdowns, and they have not done that. What couple opportunities they had were really early, and they would have been very contested and tight throws, but it has been perfect, and they weren't.
The Colts have put up 419 yards total offense, 25 first downs, and have not been able to find the end zone. It's 4th and 5. And through the hands of Ballard. And that will do it.
Well, it's a running back out in the flat. And this football, it's a good throw. But Ballard, fatigue, whatever you want to call it, not able to make the catch.
Ray Lewis coming off for very possibly the very last time. Ed Reed right with them, those two certainly identified together so often. But another week to go, at least 1 week to go in Ray Lewis's career, as the Ravens are now earmarked for a trip to the Mile High City to take on Denver next Saturday. Pierce backed up by Mathis and Anger. And a timeout called, 3 seconds in front of the 2-minute warning. And look at after the play, Suggs, and again, these Ravens, they've been staying in touch, texting, communicating with Pagano. They loved him here when he was an assistant these last 4 years and the coordinator of that defensive unit last season.
Ed Reed said this would be one of the most emotional games he'd ever play in because of Ray Lewis, of course, but all the players and coaches from both teams that know each other.
Ray Lewis's first ever playoff game was in 2000, a wild card game here against the Denver Broncos. And they'll be going out to play the Broncos, who they already played this season just a few weeks back. Denver beat them here 34-17.
Yeah, it was quietly, I thought, a pretty good game contested. Remember, it was the interception right before halftime that broke the game open, the Joe Flacco interception, I should say.
2nd and 7. Pierce takes us to the 2-minute warning. 1:57 to go. The last dance at home, and then the Ravens will take it to the road next week. We come back with a 3rd and 6 for the Ravens. Colts can only stop the clock one time. Pick up a first down here. We're a couple of kneel downs away from this going in the books. Pierce, what an effort. And the first down. Coming up, the Subway postgame show. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, Coach Cowher. They'll have all of their analysis of this game. We're going to hear from the Ravens. And we'll have all the latest playoff news coming up on the Subway postgame show.
Well, this is the Ravens. Jim, you said it. The defense, the 4 guys together, they played well, giving up no touchdowns, run the football, and the big pass plays. That's exactly the way they wanted to play this game, and it worked for them.
Well, the Colts have taken their last time out. We can put up the brackets now. Baltimore and Denver, Houston, New England, the top 4 seeds. The divisional winners, all set for next weekend on CBS. Wayne Freeney, he came across Ray Lewis one time at a Pro Bowl. A kneel down by Flacco.
Dwight Freeney was in the Pro Bowl with Ray Lewis right before the game. Ray Lewis gave him this speech. He goes, man, I'm ready to go out there and get my 50% in the game. And I'm getting this rousing speech from Ray Lewis, but kind of sums up his career, Ray Lewis, how passionate. And real quickly, as I look at the Colts, what a year.
Yes.
The adversity, but let's not take away from these players, too, what they've done with a restructured football team. And, of course, you can't say anything without saying Andrew Luck, just a tremendous, tremendous rookie year.
How many people were inspired by Indianapolis, and specifically Coach Pagano? Came back last week. And look at this, Ray Lewis is coming onto the field for this last kneel down. How about that? And one last Ray Lewis dance. The original Raven. Two coaches, great friends. Pagano hired what? Baltimore by Harbaugh.
I'll talk to you this week.
One after another, the Ravens come over to pay their deep respects for Chuck Pagano.
Yeah, thank you.
Chuck told us last night, don't take anything for granted every day. What a blessing, what a blessing, he told us. And Ray Lewis saw himself through his son, Ray Jr. He said he had passion and joy in his heart. He knew it was time to step aside, but his career will last at least one more week as the Ravens move on to Denver in the divisional round. Baltimore wins it here 24-9. You've been watching the NFL on CBS. We'll join James Brown in New York after this.